We are coming to you live from the Allen County Public Library storage facilities for a reason. I'm showing you these dated books that have historical significance or would be of importance for many different reasons because I want to talk to you about an old book. For my class, I recently conducted a review of a 1953 copy of a book called Attitudes Toward Giving. The book was published by the Russell Sage Foundation, as were many early philanthropy books, and written by F. Emerson Anderson. So the book is essentially 380 quotations about giving and folks' feelings toward giving. So in the chapter on attitudes toward social welfare, one of the big takeaways for me is how many, though this was an anecdotal study, how many folks express concern with the administrative overhead costs that their dollars may be supporting. And I think to some extent that is still a battle that we have to overcome in the sector today. Another big takeaway from that chapter were thoughts and various thoughts on being thanked. And some donors, and I believe this holds true to this day, some donors felt that it was a waste of their giving dollars to be thanked repeatedly, but other donors felt very good about being thanked. In particular, there were highlights about being thanked personally in handwritten notes or just being thanked directly by someone at a particular agency. And additionally, there were notes about being thanked 6 weeks after a gift was made, being far too late, and that was upsetting, in fact, to that particular giver. In terms of feelings toward fundraising techniques, many folks in 1953 that were part of this survey expressed a disdain for the cold call versus personal solicitation. And I think that probably holds true today. You might find it interesting that in 1953, while there were, according to this book, there were a noted 387 national nonprofit organizations. 387 folks found giving to federated agencies to be confusing. And I think that's kind of a laughable takeaway because that number has grown exponentially. We have thousands of nonprofits in Allen County alone. The point being that confusion has probably only grown exponentially. One of the bigger gems was that volunteerism, though this was an anecdotal study, I should say that again and again, that volunteerism was the most significant identifier for the likelihood of someone giving to an agency. So find ways that they can make your story their own, that they can be involved personally, and then it is a part of them and they want to keep that cause going. So that's really nothing new, and I think that was a real eye-opener for me. You know, I'm relatively new to the field. It's been 3 years that I've been serving as your librarian, and I think some of these things have been couched as new ideas, but really donor engagement was a big deal in 1953. Another really cool takeaway was this whole introduction to one of I think the first chapter on changing attitudes. The author talks about the United States' new position of world leadership and goes on to talk about how giving, even within the United States, in 1953, mind you, was under a global context, that donors were thinking of their world more globally. And that is certainly an interesting thing to take away from a book written in 1953 and to realize over the last 60-some odd years how that has come to fruition or just, again, exponentially grown. So thank you for watching my video. I hope that you found some of the information from the review of the 1953 Attitudes Toward Giving by the Russell Sage Foundation, written by F. Emerson Anderson, to be useful in terms of your fundraising practices today.